The Pizza Bomber Heist is one of the most bizarre and chilling criminal cases in American history. On August 28, 2003, a seemingly routine pizza delivery in Erie, Pennsylvania, turned into a deadly high-stakes game involving a collar bomb, a scavenger hunt, and a bank robbery. The case became known as the Pizza Bomber Heist, and its intricate web of conspiracies, manipulations, and tragic outcomes left investigators and the public reeling. In this episode, we'll delve into the events of that fateful day, the investigation that followed, and the unsettling details that make this case so unforgettable. This is the story of the Pizza Bomber Heist. Our story begins on a sunny afternoon in Erie, Pennsylvania. Brian Wells, a 46-year-old pizza delivery driver, was dispatched to a rural location to deliver 2 pizzas. What should have been a mundane task turned into a nightmare. Around 1:30 p.m., Wells entered the PNC Bank on Peach Street, carrying a homemade shotgun disguised as a cane and a bomb locked around his neck. He handed a note to the teller demanding $250,000. The note claimed the bomb would detonate if his instructions weren't followed. The bank employees managed to give Wells only $8,702, far short of the demanded amount. Calm and composed, Wells left the bank with the cash, but his ordeal was far from over. Minutes later, police apprehended Wells in a nearby parking lot. He was handcuffed and placed on the ground as officers examined the device around his neck. Wells pleaded for help, insisting he was forced into the situation and that the bomb was real. At 3:18 p.m., as police waited for the bomb squad to arrive, the device detonated, killing Wells instantly. The explosion shocked the quiet community and marked the start of an investigation unlike any other. The detonation of the collar bomb turned a bank robbery into a federal investigation. The FBI, ATF, and local law enforcement joined forces to piece together the bizarre events leading up to Wells' death. The bomb was a sophisticated device, consisting of multiple layers of booby traps designed to prevent tampering. Investigators determined that whoever built it had extensive technical knowledge. The robbery note was equally complex. It included a multi-page set of instructions that sent Wells on a scavenger hunt to collect keys and clues to unlock the bomb. The notes warned that failure to complete the tasks within the allotted time would result in detonation. As investigators retraced Wells' steps, they discovered that his final pizza delivery had been to a remote television tower site. This location became a focal point of the investigation. Evidence suggested that the robbery was not a random act, but part of an elaborate plot orchestrated by individuals who knew Wells. But the question remained, was Brian Wells a victim, or was he complicit in the plan? As the investigation progressed, a web of conspirators began to emerge. Central to this web was Marjorie Deal Armstrong, a highly intelligent yet deeply troubled woman with a history of mental illness and a string of criminal behavior. Deal Armstrong's involvement came to light after her ex-boyfriend, William Rothstein, tipped off authorities. Rothstein himself was no stranger to suspicion. Known for his intelligence and mechanical skills, Rothstein was implicated when investigators found a corpse in his garage, a man Deal Armstrong had allegedly killed. According to Rothstein, Deal Armstrong masterminded the robbery to fund a plot to murder her father and claim his inheritance. Rothstein claimed he had helped build the bomb and dispose of evidence under her direction. But the story didn't end there. Another key figure was Kenneth Barnes, a former television repairman and crack dealer. Barnes later admitted to helping plan the heist and claimed that Brian Wells had been involved from the beginning. Despite conflicting accounts, one thing became clear. The Pizza Bomber Heist was the work of a group of manipulative and calculating individuals who used Wells as a pawn in their deadly game. In 2007, 4 years after the heist, federal prosecutors charged Marjorie Deal Armstrong, Kenneth Barnes, and others with conspiracy, armed bank robbery, and using a destructive device in a crime of violence. During the trial, prosecutors painted a chilling picture of the conspiracy. They argued that Deal Armstrong was the ringleader, with Rothstein and Barnes serving as her accomplices. They claimed that Brian Wells initially agreed to participate in the robbery, but was unaware that the bomb around his neck was real. Defense attorneys countered that Wells was an innocent victim, forced into the scheme under duress. They pointed to his pleas for help during the standoff as evidence of his lack of complicity. The trial revealed disturbing details about the conspirators' motives and methods. It became clear that greed, manipulation, and a disregard for human life drove the plan. Deal Armstrong was ultimately convicted and sentenced to life in prison, as was Barnes. Rothstein, however, had died of cancer before he could face charges. The Pizza Bomber heist remains one of the most unusual and unsettling cases in American history. It's a story of greed, deception, and the tragic loss of an innocent life. To this day, questions linger about Brian Wells' true role in the scheme. While investigators believe he was initially complicit, many argue that he was manipulated and ultimately became a victim of the conspirators' cruelty. The case also highlights the dangers of unchecked ambition and the capacity for human ingenuity to be used for destructive purposes. The bomb's intricate design and the complexity of the plan continue to fascinate and horrify those who study the case. For the people of Erie, Pennsylvania, the Pizza Bomber heist serves as a grim reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can lurk in unexpected places. The Pizza Bomber heist is more than just a crime story. It's a tale of tragedy, manipulation, and the quest for justice. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature and the lengths people will go to in pursuit of their goals. Thank you for joining me on this journey through one of the most puzzling and disturbing cases in modern history. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into true crime and unsolved mysteries.